All right, hey everyone, you got Adam here from Socedo, and I am with Daniel today on our customer success team. We're here today to talk about a pretty fun topic that I think is applicable to everyone, not just social media managers, but really anyone who's doing anything kind of digital marketing in general. And it's how to build your social media marketing personas. So, as marketers, we kind of know that across our different marketing channels, whether it's email marketing or advertising campaigns, we want to build our marketing personas first, who we're going after, so that way we can deliver the right messages and also target them the right way, so we're giving the right message to the right person. And of course, this is true for social media as well as a marketing channel, but it translates a little bit differently on social media. I think it's a little bit less about just demographic or firmographic information, because social media is more conversational. It tends to be more about topics. So Daniel, tell us a little bit about what that means for targeting someone, building a persona on social media.
Yeah, I've noticed recently with our customers kind of two strategies people have been trending to. So the first one is using our platform to enter in all of the job titles that fit the personas you guys are creating. You can fill that into the bio keyword section, and then in the conversational section, you can get pretty broad because you're filtering down by those job titles. So if you're looking for marketing professionals, you can list, the job roles that you're looking for, and then you can use, keywords as broad as, hashtag inbound marketing, hashtag outbound marketing. So that's one way, but we also realize that on Twitter, some people feel comfortable enough that they list their job title right there in their Twitter bio. Other people, on the other hand, use Twitter a little more on the personal side, so maybe they don't actually list their role in their bio, but they're still tweeting and following the marketing space and their profession and the environment on social. And so for those people, if you turn bio required on, we essentially filter them out. So what I've noticed some of our other customers doing is they'll run a separate campaign, spin it up, they'll leave the bio requirement off, but they'll choose these really niche keywords. A lot of times it'll be the keywords or the hashtags from a specific event where we know anybody tweeting about that event, like Marketo Summit, for instance, is going to be in the marketing world and is somebody you want to get in touch with, regardless of what they actually put in their bio. So I would say you could run a campaign, one that includes those bio keywords, but then the second, put more emphasis on keywords from events. If you can find trade publications and the actual handles of those, also magazines in the industry. Anybody following a marketing magazine, that's a great way, right, to know, hey, those are folks that I want that are tweeting or following about that.
Right. So like someone who's following social media today specifically, not a really broad publication, pretty focused. So obviously anyone engaging with that is going to be social media interested professionally. So okay. Yeah. So let's break down what you've said a little bit. Obviously there's kind of the traditional idea of professional biographic, demographic, firmographic targeting that does exist on social media. People put that in their profiles. It's in their job descriptions on LinkedIn, or I work at whatever company on Twitter in their profiles. And that's one way to look at people. But kind of the case that you're making is that actually on social media, one of the easiest ways and best ways to find people is based on their interests, right? So we actually kind of start with what is my target most interested in? What are the kinds of things that they're talking about? What are the hashtags? Who are they following? So it's a lot more about kind of those behavioral traits on social media rather than just who they are, right?
Exactly. And I would just add to that too that our platform is moving the direction of being able to give you pretty instant feedback on whether that those strategies are working for you, and specifically which handles or keywords are connecting well. So if you put a list of maybe 10 hashtags, handles, or event keywords from other magazines, if you start off with 10, we can start to give you feedback on which has the highest follow back rate, which has the highest click-through rate over some of your content. So you can start to know, these keywords are actually working to find, my persona, and maybe these ones aren't, and actually whittle them down and take them out.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about how do you get started, though.
Yeah.
Because that's great to optimize, but I think, what a lot of social media managers run into is, there's thousands of hashtags in my space going on at any given time, and even if it's not targeting someone, just if I'm going to post a tweet on Twitter, I don't necessarily know what hashtag I should be putting in there to get the biggest reach to actually get in front of my audience. So where do we get started with this?
Yeah, don't worry, that's normal. I think most people, when they spin up a brand new persona, a brand new campaign, there's that little bit of feeling of deer in the headlights where you're like, I have no idea where to start, and it's just a blank slate, right? That's so hard to fill in. So what I usually recommend is, number one, you don't need to be an expert, in social media or the space to get started. We don't expect you to have, an expansive knowledge, right, of every keyword that's out there. If you can start off with, I would say, 3 keywords that you feel are in the general space.
Okay.
Whether that's, your own company's handle for your space, maybe it's competitors that you know of and it's their handles. Even if it's, a simple kind of broader keyword, like if you're curious for knowing more keywords about outbound marketing, you could just start off with hashtag outbound marketing.
Okay.
And there's some tools out there, including a keyword suggestion tool inside our own platform that allows you to enter those in. We actually run an algorithm, think of it as the 6 degrees of connection, that allows you to find out if somebody's following or tweeting about this handle, what are other handles or hashtags that they're also tweeting or following about. So that's a great way. If you can think of 3 initial keywords, then plug them into either a keyword suggestion tool online. If you run a quick Google search, you should find them. If you're using our platform already, on the keywords page, towards the bottom, you'll find our keyword generator tool as well. But yeah, if you can start with 3 keywords, usually you can quickly build a list of 10 to 20, and that's kind of the sweet spot that I recommend starting a campaign with.
For targeting people, finding your audience, and then kind of going from there and see what works. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Start with just 3. They can be generic, broad keywords, but as long as they're in your space, what you're interested in, then the system itself can kind of figure out what those next steps are, and you can kind of qualify yourself down into the right audience. I love that.
Exactly.
And of course, one of the nice things about Socedo is that we can do multiple campaigns at a time. So unlike just publishing content at a broad scale on social media across all of your followers, if you're doing proactive social outreach, you can actually see this group of keywords is working better to get me the right audience than versus another group of keywords, which is cool.
Yeah. And some of our customers, to that point, are kind of running with that idea of I can create as many campaigns as I want. So they'll create a campaign for each persona. They'll create a campaign, if it's one persona, they'll create a campaign that's looking for the job titles specifically, and then a campaign, same persona, but that's just looking for kind of those niche, really good keywords that, again, regardless if someone puts a job title, we know they're probably in the space and we want to chat with them.
Great, love it. Okay, so to recap, having personas for your social media marketing just as important as your other channels, just like your content marketing, just like your email marketing. And even social media can still be segmented across those different personas and have different offers, different content for them. And a lot of the way that you do that is via keywords on social media. And so Daniel's recommendation, you heard it from the man himself, start with 3 just kind of generic, broad keywords in your space, and then do the keyword research, go 1 level deeper to see what's connected, that 6 degrees of separation from one keyword to the next one. Of course, there's a ton of tools out there. We have some tools inside of Socedo that you can play around with. And of course, optimize over time, right? One of the cool things about social media is it's a very fast feedback loop. Unlike a marketing campaign where you might only get 1 send a week to that segment, or a piece of content where it's going to take a long time before the SEO kicks in, you start to see people come to it. Nice thing about social media is you're reaching an audience right away. So you can kind of plug and play and test and experiment with social media, which is kind of what makes it fun, and that can feedback loop the rest of your marketing campaigns as well, because you know what's working, what people are interested in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you can try all of this for free in a free trial of Socedo. We also have some best practices on our blog, but thanks so much, everyone, and thanks, Daniel, for joining us.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great Friday.